Happy New Year and welcome to Ashley Washburn. Bobcat Central basketball version of
basketball, yeah. I was really hoping we'd be back for one more.
We were hoping
football
too.
One, but hey, there's been a lot of conversation after this FCS championship saying that the championship was played, a couple weeks ago.
Well, I just want to remind everybody who's watched Bobcat Central all along, you called it. You said the winner of the South Dakota State, Montana State game would be your national champion.
And they won it flat out.
They did. There was no question about that.
The NDSU dynasty might be over. South Dakota State's looking good. But, there's been a lot of conversation of saying, I think the championship was played 3 weeks ago, and maybe the NCAA got some seeding wrong. But going forward, we'll focus on football when football season rolls around, because now we're talking about hoops.
Some great basketball going on. We're right in the heat of it now. Just kicked off a Big Sky Conference play for both the men's and the women. Where are we? How are we doing?
We're doing all right. 3-1 on the men's side. There was one tough loss in that first week of action, and then the women are 2-2. But when you kind of really look and see how the Big Sky's starting to shape out, we're only 2 weeks into this thing. It's not a top-heavy conference. I mean, there are 4 or 5, 6 teams deep that are all fighting to really be in that first, second spot. So it's we'll see things how they really unfold in the upcoming weeks, but it's getting there so far.
Let's talk about the men first off then. What do we need to do? You said 3-1, that's where we're sitting right now. This week you're home. That's always a huge advantage to be able to do that. What do they need to do to keep that from falling? Because you don't have a lot of opportunities. If you start losing a couple of games, it's costly.
Well, the first thing to point out is they played a gauntlet of a non-conference schedule.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're playing at Grand Canyon, you're playing at Oregon, you're playing at Arizona, but you're really starting to see it pay off, especially this last week when they were at Northern Arizona and at Northern Colorado, because I believe it was the Northern Arizona game, maybe it was Northern Colorado. I mean, that was kind of also a rematch of the Big Sky Conference Championship as well. But the biggest thing is just to keep evolving as a team. You lost some big names last year, and the one I'm thinking of the most is Xavier Bishop. I mean, he might have been, I think he called himself 5'9". I think he might have been 5'7", but he ran that offense. He got his players open. He was able to make the big shots, and so it was a really big loss to lose him. But now you're seeing Darius Brown, which people are really starting to get to know who he is. He's a transfer from CSUN with another year of eligibility after this, but he's starting to come into his own. So if you keep evolving that guard play, that's really what's going to get Montana State to that next step, because we've seen, what's going on in the paint with Great Osabor as well as Jabril Bello. I mean, the man, there's a reason why he was the preseason favorite for MVP, but it's really just the guard play and figuring out who you want on that perimeter. I know there's been a little changes in who that starting five is, putting Tyler Patterson in there, taking him out, but keep evolving that, and they're gonna hopefully do some more magic in March this upcoming year.
On the women's side, not quite where they wanted to be, but still playing pretty good basketball, all things considered.
Not where they want to be, but again, there's just a lot of really talented teams in the Big Sky, and you're seeing that already. Idaho came out from the jump as in their Big Sky Conference opener, and they're a great team. Thankfully, they'll have a rematch of that this upcoming Monday. But then also Northern Arizona, that was a rematch of the Big Sky Championship, and you were at that game. It was a great game.
It was a great game all the way around.
It wasn't, you were blatantly seeing what Montana State maybe did wrong in that game until you looked at the stats, and the biggest thing that stood off the stat sheet for me was the points off turnovers. NAU outscored them 20-2 in that margin, and it was only a 5-point game at the end of the day. So that's where that really was. But then also defending the three ball, and that's something Coach Binford has said is we've got to be better at defending the three, because they were able to rattle off those back-to-back threes in the third quarter after it was like a 15-minute drought of them not being able to knock anything from the perimeter. So they're still evolving, but the great thing is that there's a big veteran group, and so you just hope that when things start turning around come March, they're playing in that Big Sky Championship and hopefully getting back to March Madness.
The thing that I like about it is there was never more than 7-8 point difference between the teams.
I think it was 8. That was it was Montana State in that second quarter.
Right.
Yeah.
Those are things that are easy to build on as you go through that. That it's a good lesson to learn. Obviously, no loss is anything you want to have, but I mean, all things considered, there's definitely things you can learn to step up and do the next time, because you've got to take to the road and play this week.
And you're seeing different names make the big plays. One person that really stands out to me is Madison Jackson. She's, I want to say it's now 3 games straight that she's started for Montana State, and she's really just been a bench player. She's kind of that sixth man off the bench, gives them the energy when they need it, but now she's coming and plays, and she's kind of the one that, is getting the rebounds, making the scrappy plays, diving for loose balls. But now she's, making the shots, back-to-back threes. That Northern Colorado game, she was the leading scorer with 12. I mean, she's somebody who's really stepping up. And you kind of see Darian White not necessarily taking a step back, but now she's just a facilitator. I mean, she's, getting 7, 8, 9 assists every single game. And maybe you look and say, she's only scoring 7, 8 points on average a game, but she's really just making plays for her teammates.
Yeah, you don't coast, because there's no such thing as coasting. That's the worst thing you can possibly do. But now you're into that schedule. You know where you're playing. You've been in these gyms. You know what it's like. You know who you're playing. Is there